Hey guys, this is Jason Morris with Real Estate Agents That Really Work, the Facebook group. Hey, if you like my YouTube videos, subscribe to my YouTube channel. And guys, oh yeah, and I got my follow up app just came out this week. If you want a free trial, go to jasonmorrisfollowupmaster.com. Check it out. Give me some feedback. We're going to be updating it based on user feedback. And anyway, I think it's going to be an awesome app. It's going to help you with your follow up, and follow up's where the money is. So guys, I got one word I'm really hoping that it's gonna go away in our industry pretty soon, and that's the word hustle. And and I think the reason why is because I see these agents and they're putting hashtag hustle, got my workflow going on, all this stuff. And the thing is, they're out there and they're working, but they're hustling. They are hustling. They're just not making any money with their hustling. And that's the thing that a lot of agents don't understand. Because you're busy, because you're doing activities, because you're working on things and it's late at night, you think that you are hustling and you think that you're heading in the right direction when you're really just creating more and more busy work for yourself and work to keep up with. And you're not focusing on, when you're talking about hustling, you need to be hustling and working on profitable income activities. And and the thing is, like a lot of things that we see agents doing, they're focusing on the number of dials they're doing rather than the number of contacts and meaningful conversations they're having. And that's the thing in our business is we need to be focusing on meaningful conversations. We need to focus on building relationships. And I almost hate that word too, God. But what we need to do is rather than making 1,000 calls a day, 2,000 calls a day to random people they're the equivalent of calling people out of the phone book. What if you made 200 calls a day to expireds? And this is what I do. This is my whole plan, man. My business is not hard. I don't work as hard as what I should be working some days. I don't work as hard as people think I work because when I'm working, I'm working on income producing activities. And I'm calling people that I know at some point they wanted to sell. I'm using Red-X. I'm using Red-X Onyx. I'm calling for sale owners. I'm calling expireds. I use ZBuyer. So I'm calling people that for some reason there's some indication that they may want to sell their house either now or in the future. And the reason being is because they've had it on the market before or they're actively looking for somebody to buy it, meaning they've got it for sale owner or they've been going through these We Buy Houses type websites and coming through a service like ZBuyer. So, guys, if you're not using a service and you're just like you're using something like Cole Realty Sources and you're calling everybody in the zip code and you're staying on the phone from 8 o'clock in the morning until 9 o'clock at night, and you've been doing that week after week after week, and you're not making progress. And what I mean by progress is, hey, talking to somebody on the phone that says, yeah, we think we might want to sell in the next 12 months. Asking them that question, hey, do you think you might want to sell in the next 12 months? And them going, maybe. Or, well, I don't know. That's not a lead. In the next 12, you should be asking yourself this question. Am I going to have bills in 30 days? Do I need to eat? Does my family need things in the next 30, 45, 60 days? And if you have no business today, you should be working on an activity that's going to bring you business in the next 30, 45, 60 days, 90 days. And the way to do that is it's not by calling tons of people and working on a number of dials. It's working on meaningful conversations. It's calling people that are warm leads. Cold calling in our industry, if you want to do, I'll always look at what's the highest and best use of my time when I'm prospecting. And the highest and best use of my time is once I go through my for sale owners, I've already got I call ZBuyer as soon as they come through. Once I work on those two things, then I'm calling expires. And I'm not, I used to call neighborhoods around things I sold, but what I found was that really wasn't as effective as calling expireds that are even, a year, 2, 3 years old. Calling for rent my owners, especially, databasing those for rent my owners so that, you're calling the people, hey, the guy that rented his house out in January, guess what? He more than likely signed a 12-month lease and that lease is going to end next January 2018. So we should be calling him actually you should be calling him every month still. And the reason being is follow up is the key. And that that owner is one eviction and one tenant problem away from wanting to put that house on the market. And that's the way it works, man. You're looking, when you're calling those for rent owners, you're looking for tired landlords. When you're calling the expired, you're looking for the expired, that his house expired. He gave up. He decided he was going to rent it because he couldn't sell it for enough to pay off the payment. He couldn't sell it for enough to do whatever he wanted to. Typically people put their house on the market because there's a problem, and they think that selling that house is going to fix that problem. And that's what we're doing as agents most of the time. Is we're basically we're just problem solvers, Um, we're just problem solvers, and that's it. We're looking for people that have a problem, and we're looking for ways that we can solve those problems. So rather than going out here and hustling with no strategy and nothing behind it except for pure, um, just pure work for the sake of working. And that's what I'll see a lot of agents doing, is working for the sake of working. Um, take that hustle, take that energy, take that focus, take that time, and put it towards actually working on something that's a true lead source. Now, I understand that like lots of times, it doesn't cost much to get numbers for an entire zip code, but that's a bad idea and that's a bad business strategy. Your strategy should be focusing on people that work, because typically most of us, we're one person armies. We're one person that does everything, and you should be focusing on the highest quality lead you can possibly have. Rather than hustling, you should be strategizing, and you should be working and following up with people that you actually want to sell their house, because we only make money when we're doing one of two things. We're either working with buyers or working with sellers. If you work with more sellers, you need to talk to more sellers, and it makes it a whole lot easier if you're talking to people, you're talking to homeowners that may want to sell. So guys, I hope that helps some of you, because some of you, it's painful watching you work the hours you're working. So guys, if you need a lead source and you don't have one, the highest quality data available right now is Red-X Onyx. You can get Red-X. If you tell them Jason Morris sent you, they waived the $150 setup fee, but you can get Red-X. You get Red-X Onyx. You can get the expireds. You can get the for sale by owners, and you can get the Storm Dialer for $249 a month. And it's the best deal out there on data. So, hey, if you're making the calls, you don't have a system. Sometimes the problem I was having was sometimes people were, falling through the cracks in me. I was using a notebook. I tried using several different CRMs, and I just couldn't get one that was easy enough that I'd actually use it. And I only wanted to place my hot leads in it, or was accessible from my laptop, but it wasn't really accessible from my phone when I'm on the go and stuff all the time. So that's why I created the Follow Up app. So guys, if you go to jasonmorrisfollowupmaster.com, you can get a free trial. And anyway, guys, hey, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll talk to you here soon. Thanks.